Station Gang, welcome back to another installment of Ink and Insights, our weekly, I don't know how to put it these days, our weekly comic book show, your one-stop shop for all things comic books, whether it's new releases, news, candy bars, etc., etc.
Yes.
As always, I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, and of course, we got the homie Nick with us tonight. Fellas, how we doing?
Dude, I couldn't think of a better place to be on a Wednesday night, man. Hanging out
I
with
know, right?
the dynamic duo right here. You guys.
Absolutely. Nick, how you doing, brother?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
to see you. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had a free night, which is not always the case on Wednesday. So I wanted to jump in with you guys, see what's going on. Always a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. How's the week been? Everybody doing all right? We're closing in, boys. There's blood in the water. There is
Dude,
blood in the water.
That's a great way to put it.
I was just telling my wife I have the level of nervous energy right now where I'm like, should I just start packing? Should I pack now? Is it too early to do that? Right?
Yeah.
And yes, it absolutely is.
Should we run some laundry? Make sure I have clothes for next week. It's like it's next week. Calm down.
Exactly.
And I'm nervously pedaling through my short boxes. I want to make sure I take the right books. You know what I mean? I felt like I didn't take the right books last time, so I want to make sure.
You brought a short box last year, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You brought so many freaking books last year.
I know, but it was the wrong books. There was so many books I should have.
I understand.
You know what I mean? So, I think there's certain creators I want to hit, but I want to stack up on the volume a little bit this time around. I think is the way I want to phrase that. But yeah, I can't wait, man. So yeah, shout out to anybody going to Charlotte, North Carolina. We're right around the corner, man. It's going to be such a good time. Can't wait to see all of you guys out there. Not just at the con, but all the drink and draw, the art auctions, just such a great time for the community. Mm-hmm. Such a beautiful weekend. So I hope to see y'all in Charlotte. If you're in Charlotte, make sure you holler at us. We'll be there on Thursday getting them press passes, man. Can't wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So not much. It's a light week, right, fellas? Books were kind of rough. News was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Real quick, hold on. I got to get back to the start of the slides, but yeah.
Rookie move.
Especially as those. Before we do get to the news, though, I just want to urge everybody, if you're not already subscribed to the Patreon, head over to patreon.com/Ink and Insights. Make sure you're subscribed for free. You can get previews of everything we got coming out. Also, access to the newsletter that we put together. We got 2 issues put together. We got all sorts of goodies in that. Excerpts from interviews, editorials, studio spotlights, crossword puzzles. We got some trivia coming next month. We got so many great things planned. And shout out to E and Nick for their hard work on this bad boy and putting this thing together. So we want to urge everybody to head over to patreon.com/Ink and Insights and make sure you're subbed up. But let's get into it. Stormbreakers got announced this week, class of 2025. This, of course, started back in, I think, October of 2020 was the first time they did it, end of 2020, beginning of 2021. They announce a new class every 2 years, and, this is supposed to highlight their new generation of talent that they're going to lean on. I think in this round, everybody got exclusive contracts, if I'm hearing that right. But yeah, this one has produced some killer names from past years. Nick Klein, Patrick Gleason, Peach was a Stormbreaker. Mm-hmm. So they've definitely hit the nail on the head a couple times. But yeah, real quick, just want to get y'all's thoughts on this year's class and just the I guess the initiative in general. Any names that stood out to you? Real quick, let's go through it, and then I'll throw it to you guys. Neto Diaz, Guri Hiru, I want to say. I'm probably butchering that. Apologies. Alessandro Capuccio, I know well from Moon Knight, just an incredible artist. It was cool to see them just get some love, however that comes. They've been such an anchor for Marvel, so good to see them get rewarded. Juan Frigeri has also been doing stellar work on Ultimate Spider-Man fill-ins. Just been around for a minute. Luciano Vecchio, I'm not really familiar with. I know I know some people are big fans of their work, though. Simone DeMeo, I know from DC recently, Batman and Robin, right? Yeah, Jeff Shaw, I know from their work with Donnie Cates, and I know they're on Red Hulk right now doing a good job on that one. And then Jonas Sharf. But what like out of these 8 names, which of these stand out to y'all? And just curious to y'all's thoughts on the program. Nick, I'll start with you.
Yeah, definitely recognize a few of these names here. I had to go back to my sheet to see where I recognize them from, but I think it's a cool program. I wish there wasn't so much heat around Marvel in general and about their practices and things like that. But I do think it's cool that they have a class, right? That they can focus on some artists, give them some spotlight, right? I wonder, do we know the details of their exclusivity? Do we know
I
how
do
long
not.
it is? Okay.
No.
I'm wondering what the term is on that and what their rates are and things, but it's going to give them good exposure. So that's cool. Yeah, I recognize several of these names. I think Capuccio is definitely one that I know. Can you flip the other screen? I think there's like 2 or 3 on here. Yeah, obviously like Jeff Shaw. Yeah, I actually know a few of these guys. Yeah, so I like the program in general. I think it's cool. Gives some good visibility, puts them out there, and I can't wait to see what they put out in the future. Some of those people that we've seen before in this class, they've been moved on to some amazing things. So be interesting to see where these guys go.
Yeah. Yeah, how about you, brother?
I'll be the Debbie Downer of the crew. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this, man, because I look at previous years, or not nominees necessarily, but like, people who were highlighted, and I see a bunch of names, and it's like it feels so hit or miss, and I don't think it's missed by the artist's hand. Like I look at people like Patrick Gleason, and I'm like, that dude is putting out fantastic artwork, but when is he putting it out? Next to never. Like he has a handful of ASM covers, and he's never highlighted as one of the artists that are like supposed to be doing this. On top of the fact, you look at these names, and I'm like, Jonas Sharf, where have I seen that? Oh, outside of Marvel, because he was already doing fantastic work on the Conan properties. Where Simone DeMeo, where have I seen that? I can't remember. Oh, he was the artist on on Boom properties, and he was doing things like the Batman and Robin covers. Oh, so not Marvel. Like, I don't like the idea of Marvel coming out and being like, we found these guys, man. We're curators of talent. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Marvel, I don't know. I feel like you're pulling the wool over our eyes a little bit on that. In regard to the quality and the talent of the artist, though, I gotta say, it's a good group of people, man. Alessandro Capuccio, we already know he's doing fantastic work. We've seen him a little bit on Ultimate Wolverine. We saw him on Moon Knight previously. Juan Frigeri, he's only taken a couple issues off of the Ultimates. So like, hats off to him.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, so like, yeah, kudos to him for just kind of having a level of consistency that you don't generally see on a Marvel book. The program, I don't know. The artists, though, I'll back up the artists all day.
Yeah, absolutely. It does come at a curious time for, like Nick said, for Marvel and the industry. So I hope that these people got good deals. I do wish there was more transparency within the industry as far as sales and what people are getting paid and stuff like that. I think it would be healthy for everyone all the way around. I think this whole secrecy behind like what goes on once a dollar is spent is just kind of wild, and it's been that way for as long as I can remember. And I don't know. I just wish that some of these guys were vying for contracts like LeBron James, you know what I mean? Like getting the most for their dollar, holding out, because they deserve it. They deserve to get paid, especially with AI coming, and it's going to be a rare skill, something that I think they deserve to get paid top dollar for. So I don't know. Yeah, I hope they're getting.
We'll know how much they got paid once they burn that bridge down and they throw everything on Instagram.
Yeah, right.
and then we'll learn what their page rate was.
It does annoying that. Yeah.
Well, I think, Stu, to get to where you want to go there, get people excited and get some transparency and have people like bidding war against artists, or for artists. I think we're going to have a readership that focuses more on creative teams rather than a series and a character. If you're always buying one character or one series because you've always bought it, they don't care what team is going to be put on it because it's always going to sell well. I'm not going to name any names, but it's like, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, well, I've always
Yes.
bought Batman. It's like, well, then DC has no incentive to give you a great creative team and pay them well for their work because they're always going to sell. So that's a trap as well in the big two, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's why it's all the more reason why we got to be vocal and champion these books and these artists and these writers and these creators and letterers and colorists that make these books that move us. And because that is true. I feel like you guys both say that in your reviews all the time. We will follow great creators. We will have, we will put faith in these people, and trust in the books and the stories that they have to tell us. And I think that the sooner that we all get to doing more of that, recognizing that more often, I think the better off we'll be. So
like none of us were championing like a book like Resurrection Man, right? But a team like Ram V and Anand RK get on that book, and it gets me hyped.
Absolutely.
Perfect example.
Yeah. And it's like Dennis Camp is becoming one of those names. It's like, just, I don't care, like your boy Chris Condon, also a guy like wherever these guys want to show up and tell these stories. Like he wants to tell all these stories, set in the 1800s about hardships and, eating people on their way to manifest destiny. But I'm here for it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the beauty of, seeing parts of yourself in these creators and in these stories, and they tell to you. So, I don't know.
Well, you know what might be missing from the industry, and Stu and Nick, it actually pings off of something you both had mentioned previously. We don't have an outlet for the comic book industry the same way that sports per se has an outlet for people like LeBron James. We don't have an ESPN necessarily for comic books. Or do we? I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold all you creators, right, feet to the fire. Come on, Ink and Insights. I want you to tell us where you're going to be taking your talents. Okay, if you want to really get your top dollar, come on the show.
We got that South Beach interview ready to go.
Yes. Shoot your shot. Call it. Come on. Come here with us.
Practicing for next week already. Wow, this is great.
All right. Before we continue on this Marvel led train that we're about to take y'all on, let's get to the chat real quick. I want to say hello to everybody. Christina came in early. Christina, what is up? Oh, I'm sorry. DC was first. Or the Comic Patrol, rather. What is up, brother? Good to see you.
Isn't it so hard to stop saying DC?
No, it is.
Yeah, sorry. That's your fault for changing.
Flex. I'm a dumb monkey, man. I'm sorry. John's Comic with Kids. What up, John? Good to see you.
Hey, bud.
Brother Joe. What is up, Brother Joe? I miss you, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, yeah, good to see you. Everybody's saying what up to each other. Of course, we had Omega Slice step in. Omega, what is up?
What up?
Good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. Eddie in the building. What up? Dude, Absolute Batman was a banger, man.
Yeah. I'm the only dude who hasn't read this book yet.
Let's just cover that tonight instead of
all this.
Oh no! Yeah.
Pagoda came back with a vengeance on that Bane design, boy. That shit is fire.
Yeah.
So, great call.
Christina said she's going to be at Heroes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I can't wait. If you see us, run up, man. Yeah, we'll look up for you.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, we're gonna get a picture.
That. Absolutely, Christina. Got to say what up. Yeah, it is the ESPN of comics, Eddie. In a sense, absolutely.
That's right.
All right, fellas, let's move. And I'm sorry. Let me get my banners right. Oh God. Jeez, what a joke.
Thank God. We made it out of Russia successfully.
We did. We're going to Greece for summer vacation. I don't know where the banner is. If you can find it, throw it on there.
Can we go to Luca as well? On the Comic Fest is at Luca? That'd be amazing.
Thank you, brother. Yes, we're heading to Greece. I'm going to let you fellas kind of run this segment because this is an artist that you guys really put me onto when you guys, I think, went all in on her sketchbook, right? And, that kind of put me on her radar. I was like, who are these guys going gaga over? So I just want y'all to just talk about Danny because I think, with the GI Joe book, I think she's really and the things she's got coming. I think she's going to be really a talent to look out for. She already is, but especially moving forward. So, and I just want to throw it to y'all because y'all put me on. So, yeah, I'll give it to you, bro.
All right, so yeah, the artist known as Danny is our Greek spotlight here for our summer vacation, and I got to say, like I don't have a large swath of background on her, but I don't think that there's a huge amount out there, which makes it incredibly special when a project does come out. Most of the things that I've seen her work on have been through Dan Waters as a writer, such as Coffin Bound, which I still haven't even finished yet. Arkham City, the Order of the World, and she's done little things here and there. We had the GI Joe silent issue special with Jinx. We've seen her sketchbook was absolutely extraordinary that she put out through Kinetic Collectibles, and she's got books like Black Beth that she had put out as well. Still super new, still super impressive. Like every outing that she has, like I definitely want to at least put some eyeballs on it and see what's up. Made a huge impression, and I think that we're both going to be eyeballing stuff here in about a week's time as well, because yeah, why wouldn't we? We're not crazy people. Nick, you're a huge fan as well though.
Yeah.
Have you wipe the drool first and tell us about your history with Danny?
So yeah, my first exposure to Danny's work was on Coffin Bound. I think Robbie recommended that book on one of his lives, and then I checked it out, and I was not ready for Coffin Bound at that point. This is a few years ago, and Coffin Bound, if you've read it, it's from Dan Waters. It's very trippy. It's very adult, and Danny's artistic style is very unique, right? She's kind of her interior work is a lot different than her cover work or some of her sketchbook works. And her cover work and her sketchbook work, she's kind of a master of negative space in that Frank Miller blocky black thick line style. And I mean, you can see it right there in that Black Beth cover right there on the right. She's got this very unique but somewhat familiar style to her, which has just blown me away over the years. And Arkham City Order of the New World is where I really fell in love with the work. She did phenomenal work in the interiors there. Just absolutely loved her 10-Eyed Man. And yeah, she's been killing it on all the different variant covers out there. She did a variant cover recently for Power Fantasy as well. And I had to like hunt that book down. We actually didn't get it in the shop and I had to go buy it elsewhere. But like her style is so unique. I wish she was on more interior work, but I'll take covers all day. And yeah, she's repped through Kinetic, and we're definitely gonna be checking out that booth and trying to grab some Danny OA next week, man. I cannot wait. And like you guys said, she has the Inkbound Volume 1 already out.
You have it on hand.
Yeah,
Look at
I have
you,
it on
man.
hand, man. And if you got that one, I don't remember, this is 163 of 175, and it comes with an original, like a sketch in the interior too. So you can actually get a little bit of a Catwoman sketch there. So really great work inside of this collected edition right here. She has another one out called, I think it's called Tales from Danny. What is it called? No, Tales from the Strips, right? So I haven't got my hands on that one yet, but I'm really looking forward to maybe even tracking that one down at some point. But
that's
phenomenal work. Definitely someone to keep an eye out for.
Oh yeah, shout out to y'all, because I was definitely late to the cookout on that one.
I had to go grab mine as well for bragging rights. What number did you have, man?
163.
Oh, all right. I beat you by almost 30. 137, my friend. Which way?
Did you get a sketch too?
Yeah, funny enough, I remember when we were showing this off, our sketches are
hell yeah,
just about the same, but I'll take it.
Still you got yours first, and I think you got yours first, and you were like, "It comes with a sketch" or something like that. Yeah, and I looked at mine, and I was like, "Oh, it's the same sketch." It's awesome though. Yeah,
that's
totally cool.
Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. So yeah, shout out to both of y'all for putting me on. As I said, I was definitely blind to the light. So
one more thing coming up. She's actually doing interior work for the Invisible Man Universal Monster with James Tynion writing it.
Great call. Great call.
Yes. So if you've been digging the Universal Monster line, Tynion's got the new one, Invisible Man. She's doing the interiors. Cannot wait for that.
It seems like her and Skybound are super chummy, so I'm so here for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just based off what we got cooking already. So I can't wait. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
A couple more people made it in real quick before we get to these books. Sergio, Station brother, good to see you, man.
What up?
Hope you're doing well.
The comic
Patrol. All right, Mom. Bobby in the building, Bobby Station, brother.
What up,
Hope you're
Bobo?
doing well. So good to see you, man. We got the homie Johnny Recap Station. Johnny, good to
What
see
up?
you.
What up,
Thanks
Johnny?
for coming through. Hope everybody's doing well. Having a good Wednesday. All right, let's get into our books.
Feels good to be out of Russia, guys. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, it does. You glutton for punishment, you Jesus.
Yes.
Almost got our passports revoked. All right, so Imperial #1, man. Hickman's back. Federico Vicente on art, Federico Blee on colors, and Corey Pettit on letters. What is this officially called? A reframing of the Marvel cosmos, we'll say, right?
That sounds good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, dude. It just in general, like, were you guys? This one kind of came out of the blue in a sense for me. I'm sure this was on both y'all's radars for quite a while, but were y'all excited for this? Were you super looking forward to this? What's your relationship with the Marvel space cosmos type of books? So, like, is that for me? It's just really. I was big into the Silver Surfer in the '90s, growing up and stuff like that. What was called Infinity Gauntlet, all that good stuff. But that's kind of like the stretch of it for me. Like the Marvel cosmos, some of it comes later on with the Doom stuff, but I don't know. Like I've never been like all in a huge fan of Marvel Space Tales, but that's not to say that they aren't fantastic and that there aren't some absolutely killer ones out there. So just in general, what was y'all's anticipation level going into Hickman and reframing the Marvel cosmos?
Well, I mean, one could argue that the cosmos has been a little bit unstable since Roy Thomas in the 1970s, with the Kree-Skrull War. I don't think that there's been a level of, stability amongst the many factions that are in the Marvel universe here. And on top of that, we have, everything that happened with the Dark Phoenix saga and the Dark Phoenix, basically destroying an entire, planet with the manifesting of her own powers, right? On top of that, the Shi'ar holding the M'Kraan crystal really gave like an uneasy feeling amongst everyone else there out within the greater cosmos. But when with the death of Lilandra, I feel like that like left a power vacuum that was in place so that things like the Kree and the Skrull combining forces.
Hold on.
I passed out there for a second.
Jesus Christ.
What
crystal? And
I was really just trying to see how many cosmic events can I really lead up to. I was getting real close to the annihilation wave there.
I was having a stroke.
I was a little bit hyped for this. Honestly, I know the big talking points for the Marvel Cosmic. I haven't really ever been super connected to it besides the Dark Phoenix saga. And that was in the freaking 80s. So to be able to jump back into it now, it felt like the right time, the right place. And it felt like the low level of interest in that arena for Marvel. It was like, it was ripe for this to happen. It was like the perfect combination of a great writer being able to play in a sandbox that he can mess stuff up in. And you know that Jonathan Hickman is going to be able to do that. So I was pretty hyped for this. Of all the Marvel events that we got this week, this one was top of the list for me.
Hell yeah. Nick, how about you?
Of all the Marvel events, that's
we had three.
I know we did. That's the most accurate statement I've ever heard. Yeah. I think it's great. I would call this like street level cosmic, right? Because like when I think cosmic, I'm thinking, concepts like we're getting in Storm right now. So this was a pretty cool book. I mean, again, this goes back to what we said 30 minutes ago, which was follow the creative team, right?
Yes.
And we followed the creative team, and I think we all got it paid out, right? So and Stu, to your point, it is Hickman or Stu or Eric, I can't remember who said it. It is Hickman playing in an area where there's really no consequences right now. Like, who cares if he messes things up? It's just going to be fine, right? He'll figure it out. So that's spot on for sure. I was excited for it because of the creative team, but I was a little bit hesitant because I'm not really a big like Hulk family fan. And then it was going to be focused around this cosmic perspective and everything else. And like, I don't have a great footing in that area, so to speak, but I do love the creative team. And I think they can do some really cool things. I've read some insane Hickman stuff in the past. Obviously, a lot of us have dipping into this area. And so, we trust him and things like that. But I was surprised about how much I enjoyed it. given that it was focusing on characters I don't really care too much about, and it was heavy in the political landscape of the cosmic arena, which is something I also don't care too much about. So the subject matter was boring to me, but he still made it compelling, and the visuals were great too. So I'm in, man.
Visuals
He
are
got
great.
me.
Absolutely. For me, I'm pretty much unfamiliar with all of it except for Hulk and Planet Hulk, and Planet Hulk is my jam, man. Like one of my favorite stories of all time. I think it's some perfect comic booking. So it was dope to see the World Breaker kind of be the you know the I guess the main dude, right? The protagonist. At least he's going to be he's going to help move our story along in the first issue, and it was just so awesome to see. Just to give y'all some background and spoilers if you haven't read it yet. All these heads of state, these leaders of these races of alien beings throughout the cosmos are being poisoned and murdered one by one. I think we're up to 4 now by the time our story picks up, and one of them is Hulk's son. So Hulk is going to Sakaar. Of course, you'll know that from the Planet Hulk lore. That's where he became the World Breaker, as it were. And he heads out there to bury him. And like, I love this like observance of custom from him. I love how we get all the Jennifer and Bruce and Amadeus on the ship, and they're all in human form talking about, they're wondering, why are we going out there? He's like, because we're burying my son and your family. I love that, like, that little bit we get before them, and then they step off the ship and they're all in their Hulk form. It was just badass. Vicente did a great job, I thought, with the artwork throughout this issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this opening little bit was the anchor for this was what really brought me into the comic, and him getting onto the planet, seeing that really his son's death is not really being observed in the way it should. It's not being peacefully mourned. There's people out riding in the street, and he has this run-in with this guy, and just was his ass. And I love the shot of him. He knocks him on his ass, and the shot of him coming in from above. And then he goes, do you have anything to say to me now? And he asked for mercy, and he said, "Wrong planet, bro." And you were on the wrong planet. It was just such a violent, brutal, great opening sequence for me, and really set the stakes of like what's going on here. I thought it was a great piece of writing by Hickman, really, to just kind of really just take you, grab you, get you in the story, get you, you got your bearings, what's going on for the most part. But yeah, what did y'all think about the intro and Hulk coming through? I'll throw it to you first.
Dude, if Lemire brings the sad dad energy, Hickman is bringing in the bad dad energy, man. Bruce has totally been an absentee parent. He hasn't been around for Scar at all. And then when he shows up, he just goes like at his funeral and starts wrecking shit. Like, this is the guy, he got drunk at a funeral, basically. Like, but I'm here for it. I'm totally here for it.
Oh, yeah. Nick, how about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a great introduction, and it wouldn't be a Hickman book without some ambiguity right up front. You got 2 mysterious characters. I think I got some ideas of who one of them might be, but two mysterious characters that are battling it out with the galaxy, right? Having metaphors with all these new games and things like that. So it wouldn't be a Hickman book with a little bit of that kind of stuff going on too. But yeah, I thought it was a great. It just grabs your attention immediately, right? Just the Hulk beating the crap out of some dude who was just at the wrong place, the wrong time, and said the wrong thing to the wrong person, right? It was awesome. I thought it was a great little opener.
Also dope how like they have these, I forget what they called them, but like these beings that are investigating these murders, how they've like been spawned specifically for this purpose. That felt like very Grant Morrisonian to me, and it's like makeup of like how these like were a specific cure to these crimes. I thought that was super cool. But yeah, so all these, I guess we get Peter Quill shows up. What other parties are involved? Our boy Nova, what's his name? Richard
Ryder.
Yeah, which I have no history with any Nova comics.
I can't believe you were not riding with the New Warriors back in the 90s, dude. Come on.
I know.
Namorita, Speedball, Richard Rider. Come on.
No, man.
No, all right. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I was riding with a lot of questionable things back in the '90s, but the New Warriors was not one of them, unfortunately. But yeah, then the stakes get raised when. Oh, sorry, went too far. When we get another assassination attempt, and we find out that it's a Wakandan.
Allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. and like in a Panther type suit. But Worldbreaker hops up there after the shot's taken and tracks him down. Unfortunately, he gets away because he's got he sets off a bomb, right?
Yeah. He throws some kind of explosive, and it blows the
Explosive.
dome up and sucks everybody out into space. Yeah.
And he's able to get away. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I did love the scene though when again Hulk confronted that guy Wakandan. It was dope. Yeah, like you said, that seems like low hanging fruit, a little too good to be true. I don't know. So my question is, I guess this was a great story, and I'm all in. I'm here for it, and not something I normally check out, but I loved it. But what is the end game here? Is this driving? Is this like gonna be some grand, like what is this the engine for, I guess is what I'm asking. Do y'all know? Because y'all are more hip to FOC and upcoming events. So.
Well, Nick, you said you had a theory, so I'm gonna let you answer first, and then I'll jump in there.
Yeah. So the background premise of the book is this space station is in two phases of construction, right? And they have these gates for interstellar travel. They need vibranium to be able to complete the construction of this, right? And so the diplomacy with the cosmic Wakandans, we're not talking about like Black Panther, we're talking about the cosmic Wakandans, right? I think they need to maintain that through a set of new negotiations that they have to go through. And they're putting together this council of people, and they're going to bring everyone together and talk about their upcoming plans for the construction and for the diplomacy around the cosmos and stuff. And the Wakandans are not, they're in the best position right now. They don't have to negotiate, right? Like they're very comfortable with where they are. Everybody needs something from them. They don't need anything from anybody else. And so essentially they have really nothing to offer. Everybody wants something from them, and they don't show up to this event, right? They don't show up to this council right here. And then of course we have all these rumors about this agency killing all these different leaders and things like that. So there's that going on in the background, and then it kind of falls to the point where like the Wakandans are to blame for all of this. They're absent from the council. They have the best hand at the table, and they're also, apparently shooting and assassinating people too. So it's going to be interesting. It's a little bit too on the nose, I think, for this, because it was setting up the Wakandans being the bad guy from the very beginning, and the very end really kind of hit it home. So it's setting it up. It's a little bit too obvious. I think there's going to be some twists, I think, or it is what it is, and what the hell are you going to do about it? They're a supreme power. What are you going to do? Attack them? Good luck. I don't know.
No, that was so dope that they set it up that like they have all the vibranium for the stargates that they need to seed throughout the universe to be able to do anything, and they're holding all their cards. I thought that was a brilliant stroke. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we're getting like a huge event out of this though? Like, is it just going to be this comic, or are they going to go like?
Well, they've already announced like a series of one shots. We're gonna have Imperial Nova, Imperial Hulk, Imperial. I don't know if it's Black Panther necessarily, but it might just be like Imperial Wakanda. And I think that was the first three, and they announced three more even after that. So I think this is really setting the new landscape for a couple of our greater Marvel characters like the Hulk. He's been hanging out in his horror realm for a little bit. I think this is pulling him back into the cosmic arena. Same thing with Black Panther's character. And I think it's just trying to shine a spotlight on it and make it something that's incredibly interesting. I mean, I don't know if you guys feel the same way about this, but it feels very Game of Thronesy the way that they're setting all this up, right? We have people that are in power that all of a sudden now are being pulled out of power. They're showing how easy it is to basically, strike at them and hit them where it really hurts. Yeah, destabilize everything, right? That's what it's feeling like to me, is kind of resetting the table for the cosmic landscape for people to then go tell their stories that they want to tell.
And to your point, there's an Imperial War Black Panther coming out in August, and the solicitation even says T'Challa is blamed for the assassination. And starting an all-out galactic war, T'Challa will need to first survive the brutal assault of the Worldbreaker Hulk. So apparently it was Black Panther. That's interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting, though. I mean, because we have, all of I was joking around previously, but we do have every faction of the cosmic universe. We've seen the Kree, the Skrull, we've seen the Shi'ar Empire. I think we saw like Gladiator and not Lilandra, but Xavier's kid, right? Was there with them.
We have everybody, Corbins or whatever.
Jason of Spartak. So we are we're seeing all of the main players here, and we're seeing how quickly they could be disposed of. So I think it's setting up some pretty cool stuff. This has me super hyped.
There's a She-Hulk one shot, and it's about her being left behind on the planet, right? On New Sakaar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. There's
going to be a one shot of her adventure while all this is going on. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Serge saying wasn't really interested in this initially, but yeah, man, check it out. It's a great first issue. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a lot of talking head, but it's Hickman talking head stuff, right? There's some things happening. It's not super boring. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people just sitting around and discussing things too, but it's engaging at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Some good action. Bearded in the house. Greg, what up, man?
Oh shit. He caught me. He usually doesn't watch this show. He told me in the DMs. He's like, I hate those guys. I hate that show. What are you doing here?
What up, Greg? Hope you're well, brother. Yeah, we're all talking Marvel. We're all the shills tonight, bro.
Yeah.
Wow, John. All right. Heard.
Call them like you see them,
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, these Stargates are exactly like that. Same thing, basically. Same universe. Yep.
Great movie.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, man. Terrace. Oh God, squeezing them, bro. Squeezing them. I'm gonna let you take this one, man, because you've always been a diehard Kasama fan. So.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about Marvel Knights: The World to Come, #1, written by the great Christopher Priest, best known, at least by me, for writing Black Panther at the time of that the Marvel Knights kicked off. Drawn by Joe Quesada, best known to me as, the artist on Daredevil during the Marvel Knights era, spearheaded a lot of the initiatives, took over Marvel, became the EIC, colored by Richard Eisenoff with letters by Richard Starking. This was awesome. This was extraordinarily interesting storytelling mechanisms that were being used here, but they're very uniquely Priest, where you are jumping around a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. I think in this issue, it really, really worked. And I don't know if that was through the narrative or the visuals. I think that we have a duo that really kind of have a good balance of everything that's going on. So the flow of this story was really awesome. And the premise of it basically is that we're looking at a far-flung future where T'Challa is basically... Well, it's presumed that T'Challa dies in this future, in this far-flung future, right? And we're seeing that in the past, there was a battle for the throne. And there's been a lot of events that have happened since the late 90s when Christopher Priest started his run and the time that this is now taking place. So we're kind of looking at the in-between. We're kind of saying, if you take all the other history away that's really happened in the comics here, you start from Christopher Priest's end of his run until the time frame now, we're going to fill in the blanks of what could have happened in there. One of the events is, I'm sorry, John, if you're still with us in the chat here, Storm passing away, T'Challa finding a new bride, a person challenging the crown. There's a lot of wild stuff going on. And, civil unrest amongst Africa and Wakanda. There's a lot of different things that are going on here while that crown is kind of being negotiated, or however you want to put that. Guys, what did you think of the storytelling mechanism and the jumpiness of Christopher Priest's storytelling? Did you think it worked, didn't work? Start with you, Stu.
I think I'm right there with you. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. I'm used to Priest writing because I loved his Deathstroke run. I have all of that collected. So, and he does that in there. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes I guess short answer is sometimes it's sung for me, sometimes it didn't. But I think
Okay.
that's the price you pay with him. But yeah, man, I still loved it. It was great to see these two working together, and I don't know, man. So many of those shots in that arc.
Oh my
There was
god.
a scene where he was getting back together with his ex in the rain, and it was
Hmm.
just like it just took me right back to that Marvel Knights era. It was just a dead ringer for that aesthetic in that time. So, yeah, that was a special time, man. One of my favorite moments in comics. So it was great to see these on the page again. I know we're gonna get to that ending though. I don't know about the ending though, but we're gonna get there.
Yeah, that's a thing here. Nick, Christopher Priest, what's your history? How did you like the way he told his story?
I don't really have a whole lot of experience with Priest and his work or Marvel Knights in general. It was just a time I wasn't reading comics, and the backlog is real, and I just haven't gotten around to a lot of that stuff, right? So maybe one day I'll get there. So I went into this completely fresh, having no experience at all with anything, and I liked it well enough. I think the time jumpiness, it was a comic told via anecdotes, right?
Mhm.
And it was fine. I thought it was funny that in between the anecdotes, it would pan back to our character in the um Dora Milaje, and they were like sitting there like in the truck, right? And she's sitting there like sipping water, and she's like, "Are you going to tell me another story?" And as the reader, I
Yeah.
was kind of in that same position, like, "Are we? Is this what we're doing?" But I still liked it. I think it was effective still. Um, I'm interested in like where we're going to go. Like, okay, this guy's not interested either of taking up the reins. You know what I'm saying? So he's not interested either. There's a huge twist at the very end, and I'm interested to see what's happening and what they're actually going to do, because this dude doesn't look like a spring chicken either. This guy looks like he's at the end of
Right.
his time as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
is he really going to be effective as a leader if he doesn't want to do it and he's already old and everything? Maybe he'll be
Hmm.
imbued with the flower and be rejuvenated once more. But yeah, the story mechanic was interesting, but I felt like her sitting in the truck with that bottle of water, going, "Another story, here we go." So it was cool though.
All right, I can appreciate that. Um, we get a little bit of the aspects of the things that we were
Oh,
just
there's
discussing
that
here.
page. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, how do
gorgeous.
we not talk about that page and the controversy that this is sure to stir up amongst everyone that's read this book? Did you guys go in fresh? Were you spoiled at all when you read this, or did
I have
you?
no idea what this was.
Yeah, did you do the same thing that I did, which was a couple, it was like the equivalent of a double take, right? Where I flipped it back and forth. I'm like, did I miss? Is this something that?
Yeah, I got to this part and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm reading anymore. Like I thought I knew where the story was going, and then I got here and I'm like, what, are we talking about two different characters now? Like, what are we doing? Like, what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah,
So I don't know.
exactly.
I'm here to be educated if there's something to be educated on, but I don't know what to expect.
So I don't know, but I I'm just blown away that Christopher Priest introduced the white Wakandan. Like that like, and I'm with you as well. This ex girlfriend that he got back together with is the one he had the kid with. That's this kid child.
I mean, that's what we were led to believe all the way
Yeah.
up until the end. In which case, we get to that point and we're like, "Wait a minute! Do we got a Maury Povich situation on our hands here? Do we gotta get a test done here to identify who this kid is?" Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's
Like,
I don't know.
confusing. Like in that, like she doesn't even look white. You know what I mean? Like I don't. That's the part I was having. That was having a hard time putting all that together. Like where did he come from?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It feels like they knew that this was coming. They had to have known that this was, going to stir the pot a little bit and really get people, I don't know, talking about it, because clearly we're here, we're doing the same thing. And I've looked online and I've seen a lot of people are like, "Wow, that was a swing. That was a thing that they did." I'm curious to see where they take it. I mean, just like
Hey,
this issue, I mean, I'm totally clueless. I have no idea what the greater meaning of this is going to be. But when you think about the mythology of Black Panther, even if you don't have a big background with the character, if you've watched the movies, I think that Christopher Priest has done probably more heavy lifting with building out that mythology since the character's creation than any other person. So if
yeah,
you're gonna trust a person to tell the future of this character, maybe his end days, we don't really know what the premise of the story is yet. who better to do it than this? So it's like it's one of those trust the process kind of situations to see where he's going to go with it. I mean, at least that's where I'm taking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Omega with the "You Are Not the Father." That would be wild to see the Wakandan throne get decided on Maury instead of on the waterfall of conflict.
There was a really
The
great
way we
shot.
got it.
There was a great scene after he gets back with the girl and she's pregnant and she's staring at the shrine for Aurora. That was
Yeah.
awesome. And she's like she's contemplating what that means and everything. And he's like, I'll tear it down with
I'll
my
tear it
bare
down.
hands right now. And
Mhm.
she's like, no. Like, I think that was a really great moment right there. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would be remiss to not talk about Quesada's artwork as well. He is, uh, when we talk about our Mount Rushmore of creators, like he is one of the artists I feel like belong on my Mount Rushmore of comic creators. I adore his approach on artwork. I think that he has one of the best storytelling capabilities amongst the artists that do comic books. Gosh, I mean, forever and ever. Like, I mean, I just feel like he has such a great flow and such a great understanding about how a comic page works and how to draw out the certain feelings of these characters. And from what my understanding is that, I mean, they have been working on this for, it may even be pre-COVID at this point, because I remember him when they had the old Drink and Draw YouTube channel with him and Jeff Johnson and Dan Panosian and Dave Johnson. They would all get together and stuff. And for the longest time, he's like, I can't show you what I'm working on. I just can't. I can't show you. And it's a lot of the pages that he ended up showing panels that were so totally like oblivious. We would never guess what it is are in this book here. So this has been a long time coming for this.
Wow.
Yeah, and it goes to show that this is years in the making, because the artistic quality of this issue alone here was really, I mean, there was splash page after splash page.
It was
that
like
weren't-
you said, like all these, man, like
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
Exactly. And I don't think that it's in a way of splash pages like the early 90s Image time frame, right? I think that they were storytelling mechanisms that actually worked for the book itself, as opposed to like, ooh, look at the pretty pictures I could draw.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great to see him back in the saddle again. So
Omega had an interesting comment about Priest. Superman Lost. That was a series that I did read, and I enjoyed it quite a lot until the very, very end. But Superman had a mysterious baby mama in that one too. So this is a common theme that we're gonna have maybe.
Okay.
She comes flying back to Earth pregnant, and Lois like, WTF, man.
How do you even begin to comprehend that? He was gone for like 45 seconds. He comes back with a whole ass kid.
Yeah, for him, it was like 50 years or something.
Yeah, he's got super speed, so.
That was a great story.
Yeah, it was. That was wild. The Green Lantern character in that one was crazy.
Mhm.
All right, yeah. Moving on to our last book of the night, man. Our Moon is Following Us finale. We finally closed it out, and I cried. I cried. Yep, like I thought I would.
Okay.
It was incredible, right? This book has been such a cool creative experiment between Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rossmo, and telling this story about this girl with this mysterious illness that has left her, comatose, and these parents that'll do anything to get their kid back. And it's been wild and imaginative, and really said profound things about childhood and how it sticks with us in ways we can't even comprehend. And it's just been a beautiful story, issue to issue. And such, like I said, such a cool creative back and forth between these two, sharing artistic duties, with Rossmo doing the heavy lifting and Daniel Warren Johnson doing like the on earth, the regular family type of art. But yeah, what is this series been to y'all? And I don't know, how have you felt going into the finale here, E?
So Daniel Warren Johnson, you get a feel for what he's able to do in a book, right? If you've read Murder Falcon, if you've read Do a Power Bomb, Extremity, he is able to pull on your heartstrings and bring this emotional weight to everything that he's done. But I do truly feel like this book is unique in a way, because I feel like a lot of the other stories that we've had, there's been relationship aspects that have been drawn into play. There's been even the father-daughter relationship. But I feel like there's been so much that's been told about loss, and it's something we all experience in life. And I think it's a great thing that he's been able to do in those previous stories. But this is unique in the way that I feel like there was hope. There was a tinge of hope, if not even more so than a tinge of hope. I feel like it started telling a story that was almost that you could almost see as something like generational trauma, right? The things that we put on our children, even unwilling and unknowing, the weight that we put upon them as parents. But there's a point in the story, and there's a point in this issue as well, where it flips on its head, and it really made me think. I don't know. There's a it's so cliche to say this, but when you become a parent, it changes you, right? And
Yeah.
every parent will say that. And I think that only a parent will understand what you mean when you say that, because I
Mhm.
didn't understand it before I became a parent. I understand it wholeheartedly being a parent, though. And I feel like this book speaks to that notion better than just about anything that I've ever read, whether it was books about parenting trying to prepare me for this little lump of joy that I brought into the world here, or whatever, or a comic book like this. So I think that this was extraordinarily unique for Daniel Warren Johnson, but it played on all the strengths that he's shown us with all the other works that he's done.
Oh yeah. Well said. Nick, how about you, brother?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one as well. I think it was, if I have any negatives at all, I would say it's about 2 issues too long.
Ooh, too
And
long.
I
Okay.
think I think
Okay.
just because I feel like there was moments where we were there's a lot of camps talking to each other, trying to figure
Yeah.
things out. There's some revelations and stuff here and there, but I feel like a little bit of a tighter thing would have been great. I think it's awesome we got 10 issues because again, they share the art duty. So I think
Hmm.
that really helps get things out on a monthly basis, right? Especially if they weren't completely done when they first started putting it out. So I like the approach, and Riley Rosmo is doing an amazing job on this book and some other things that he's done. So love his work. I think it's a very much of a Daniel Warren Johnson book. I think it, like I said in my review, I think it deserves a spot, on the shelf with a lot of the other books. I would say it's towards the the lower end, I would say. But that does not discredit the emotion, the impact, the subject matter inside the book, and the arc and the story in general. Right. I think that's really cool. I think that it's interesting. Like our main villain, I don't want to spoil it too much, but like our main villain is trying to fix something in his own life. And in order to fix something in his own life, he has to destroy somebody else's life or some other family's life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that was a really cool premise, I think. And then we get some redemption through some other characters throughout the story and everything. But that was a cool concept. I like that a lot. The childhood trauma that both the parents experienced, and those traumas are still weighing them down even as adults, like Eric, you were touching on. That was really impactful too.
Yeah.
Um, I loved all that. I loved the when our daughter finally kind of snaps out of it a little bit, and she gains her own power and she takes control and kind of becomes the Neo of the situation, right? She can manipulate things.
The
She can take
chosen
on this
one.
threat. She's leaning on her parents to give her the strength and the courage to do so, and she overcomes the monsters, right? I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's a very quick hero's journey when she awakens, right?
Hmm.
And then we get that time jump, and the time jump is what really got me. I was like, if you want to wreck me,
Bro.
just put like a young kid with their parents, a dad, a daughter, or whatever it might be, and just make it a sad scene, and you've done it, right? Like take a
Yep.
class with Jeff Lemire, and you can just figure it out, right? Like that's what they do best.
My thing was like they had that shot of the bridge, man. I don't know if y'all remember, but in like I remember one of the first issues, they had that shot of the bridge and they were taking that walk together as a family. And
Yep.
Yeah.
then when they came back, and they had that kid that they had adopted. Well, spoilers, guys. They had, the kid and it was showing their new life, Duncan in the wheelchair. And then finally, when she comes back after the time jump and she's walking on the bridge by herself, it was like Shel Silverstein's The Giving Tree, man. It was like that was such a
Yeah.
beautiful way to frame the differences in like what had happened to them, and it was just like that emotional core right there. It was unreal.
Yeah. And upon my first reading of this too, I didn't know how to feel about the ending. Not because the weight of it didn't hit me, but I felt, and the reason I was so surprised, Nick, by you saying that you felt like it was 2 issues too long. I was a little bit critical in my mind that the ending really happened within like 2
Was it
pages,
rushed?
right? And it felt like
Yeah.
very, very rushed.
I
And
get it.
I sat with it though, and I thought about it, and the events that transpire. I don't know if this was Daniel Warren Johnson's intention, but the reality of the matter is that in those events, in those times of loss, of unexpectedness, they don't take pages and pages. They don't. You don't have time to linger on it. It
Yeah.
happens. It happens just like that before you know it. Before you have time to think about it, and then all you have to do is recollect and walk across a bridge with what you have and remember what you had. So in that way, I think that the pacing, the quick pace of the ending was kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, yeah, like I said, that I thought it was kind of okay, and then that, that last scene.
Oh yeah, those
That
last like
last
6
couple
pages just
pages
wrecks. Yeah.
destroyed
And
it.
not only that, because it tells you that he got some time. You know, like when they first got back, like I thought our boy was down bad, and it was just going to be a couple of months for him. But like he got some time, and like
Yeah, a few years, right?
he got
Yeah.
got to see her grow up a little bit. You know what I mean? It was just so. Yeah, let's.
That was a deep sigh, brother.
In the meantime, it's the little things. Let's talk about this guy getting his face eaten off. You know what I mean? Like,
That was brutal, dude.
I thought this was where Rosmo really turned it up to 11. This was an incredible sequence of this guy finally having to, pay his debt to what's this bat creature's name again? I forget. It's enough for me to remember Penny and Duncan and the mom. But yeah, this was incredible. I just love the way he got like systematically dismantled here, and it was horrifying to see this thing go into like super kaiju garbage disposal mode. Like you said, Nick, I love like that interaction between Penny and her mom. You're like, you gotta let me go, mom. Like that was that was so beautiful. So, but yeah, it's the little things was this sequence by Rosmo. I thought this was fucking fantastic.
Dude, he
was
doesn't
horrific.
even eat him. He flays his skin off of it, like
Right?
oh, that was
In a weird
brutal.
way too. It's not like yeah. in
And
a
like
possible way.
this one's kind of been like, it's had some gnarly parts to it, right? But it hasn't like I felt like, this is like one of those times where he really took the time to indulge that
Yeah, when you have an optic nerve that looks like a Spider-Man webbing coming off of the eyeball itself, yeah, that's some gnarly shit.
Is that medically accurate though? Is that the way that it would really look, Nick? Knowing that we have a medical professional.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
find out next week over on Nick reviews it from a medical perspective.
Yeah.
Tell you.
Absolutely. Get these flat lines right. Make sure you're getting your flat lines right out there, guys.
You
No
do an
kidding.
EKG, I'm gonna rip you apart. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got our boy in the chat station. What's up, bro?
What up, Robbie?
Probably.
We gonna see you in Charlotte or what, man?
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh yeah. Omega said more bad dad and sad dad talk, but I wish TWJ was my dad. Oh, yeah, be a rad dad. A rad dad to have.
Rad dad, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. So, anything else you guys wanted to say about this series before we move on?
Just great end cap, really good story. Totally agree with Nick. I feel like it's more of it's not my favorite Daniel Warren Johnson book, but man, out of the many things that we read over the year, this is probably going to be one that I revisit again. And it'll probably be something that I look back on as like one of the best comics of the year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's in the front half for sure. It's in that top half. Yeah.
And I like the idea of them splitting kind of the workload in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like I said earlier, Rosmo did a lot of the heavy lifting, but I like the ideas of two artists collabing on a book like that, and really kind of helping each other out with deadlines and making it a timely piece of work so you can get something out to the people. So that's dope. Oh yeah. No, man, that's taken, brother.
All of our sleeping surfaces are accounted for.
Yeah.
You're it's the little things for the week, man. Talk to me. We didn't cover the great Kaya issue, but good lord, what a fantastic issue.
Yeah, we would have to change the name to the Kaya cast if we did another issue sequentially like that. But I did need to at least cover one page here. we have a character that was done dirty in previous issues here, and she makes a return here, an unexpected return. And man, it was a little bit of a heartbreaking scene. It was really a time where Kaya has to face down the decisions that she's been making, even though they're maybe done so to benefit her brother. She's hurting other people, and it goes to show that that stuff has weight, that stuff has consequences, and the look that this character has, hearing a sincere apology, but hearing it, reflecting on it, feeling the pain that they must feel, knowing exactly what transpired before turning around and just like letting Kaya have it, deservedly so. I thought that was just a great beat to take, showing that this character isn't just full of rage. She's also full of remorse before giving into that gut instinct, that gut emotional response to Kaya's apology.
Yeah, that was so good. I love that exchange. My It's the Little Things was almost the beginning scene with those two on the dragon back when they step on that dude and he goes, "The gods do not hear you, false king." I love that line. And then he's like, and the guy's like, "What are you gonna be, king of ashes, man? Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah,
I love that dude.
Yeah, great issue altogether.
Oh my
though.
God, it's so good when he goes
Yeah.
like that. But can't recommend that book enough. All right, let's get into our covers of the week. E, you're up first. Talk to me, bro.
Dude, absolute Superman here with a really, really, really awesome looking Brandon Peterson cover. If you're not hip to Brandon Peterson, he was a big name in the 90s, the late 90s, kind of that third wave of image creators that came out. Did some really cool work at Marvel. There was a book, Arcanum, and I don't know why this is the first one that always comes to mind for me, but Arcanum came out with Top Cow, I believe it was. Weird, wacky 90s kind of stuff, but his art style has always really stuck with me. This is definitely an elevated version of that 90s style, but I really dug that. What do we got next?
Was clean, man.
Yeah, he's clean. And again, we talk about heroes. We're going to be talking about it until it happens, but he will be that heroes as well. Maybe got to dig out those old Arcanum issues and get those signed. We have the Bring on the Bad Guys variant for Immortal Thor, showcasing the villainous onslaught. Apparently, I got a 90s theme tonight here, going with this very 90s villain here, the catalyst for the Heroes Reborn event here, sending them off into their offshoot universe created by Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld. Come on, guys. Jeff DeCal. Oh, so man. Dude. Like, yeah, you can't go wrong with Jeff DeCal. Like, if you see that name, just buy it because it's going to be clean. It's going to be so good.
Can you imagine like buying one of his pieces of art and just keeping it in a book for a year? Like, that would be crazy, right?
I don't know if I could live with myself.
Jesus.
Nick, what's that thing back there?
I hate you guys so much. What's the next one?
Yeah, let's move on.
We got Plague House, Dave Chisholm. Oh my God, another one is going to be at Heroes, man. I love the split.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah, the split of this cover here showcasing the horrific nature of the place that they're going to be in.
Has he done all like the cover A's for this one? Because this had great covers.
Yeah, they're all the same motif, right? Yeah,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really dug the look of that cover. Does that wrap it up for me? I think that wraps it up.
All right.
Since somebody had to take Daredevil.
Yeah, since you're not going to do your boy, dude. Jorge Fornes doing a killer one. I love the letter overlay here. It just looks fantastic. I'm such a Jorge fan, man. I think he's one of the best we got right now when it comes to art in general. So yeah, can't wait to see. Hope to see more covers and some interiors from him. Dude, I thought this Pepe cover over Amazing Spider-Man was ridiculous. So, like, I know this book is garbage. Nick, your review was hilarious, by the way. But
am I the only one championing this book? I think it's decent. It's way better than the past couple of runs that we've gotten from ASM.
You hear that, Herm? Herm, you hear that? Your boys out here repping for you.
I'm not saying nothing. We have Greg and Robbie in the chat. There's no way I'm going to be promoting a Marvel book right now.
I'm just waiting for that fruit to go bad, which will happen shortly.
Which will happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. In
the meantime, like, this is gorgeous. What an incredible piece of art. I mean, look at the title letters all scattered around. I love it when they do that with the title letters, man. They incorporate it and make it a part of the cover. It feels so kinetic like that. I just think this is incredible.
Yeah, it's a good
So,
cover. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Shout out Pepe. It just sucks that they're getting wasted on this book, but it is what it is. Dude, Juan Ferreira's killing it over on Turtles, but how do you not love this, man? Galactus getting choked out by Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider, or whatever Ghost Rider this is. It's just fantastic. Great cover. Love Juan's artwork and his painted style. Always been a fan. And then Michael Walsh on Kaya.
There it is.
Dude.
I love that cover, dude.
It's a great one.
It's so sick.
I wish I got that one. Was that an incentive? I think it may have been.
I think there's usually just like one variant for Kaya.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
I
just
can't
like,
imagine why I wouldn't have gotten that one. That's why I'm so confused about it. It's so great.
Yeah.
So good.
Definitely because you ordered it and your shop didn't get it for you though, right? Like that definitely didn't happen. But and the man on the world to come, not only the original variant here, but the second printing. Dude, this is fantastic. I love the reveal here. This is
that's freaking wild, man.
That's what you want for a second printing, right? Yeah, that's a wild reveal.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dan the man. But worth mentioning this week. I just wanted to have a little segment for dump off because I know there's some things we don't have the time to get to or things we wanted to mention. Obviously, of course, we started this segment on a rather light week for comics. So my worth mentioning this week is going to be a movie, the new Predator, Killer of Killers, that's out on Hulu, directed by Dan Trachtenberg. Freaking fantastic anthology style story about 3 different people encountering predators and their experience doing so. Highly recommend it. Incredible animation. It's just a super dope story. I think they're doing really cool things within the Predator universe right now with this movie and with Prey. I thought Prey was such a strong offering. So I just want to recommend that movie. Yeah, but hopefully this will be a comic book based segment moving forward. But again, we started on a rather late week. So did you have anything you wanted to worth mentioning?
Yeah, I do actually. I have a last minute one here. I'm actually trying to pull it up here and I'll share the screen real quick. Give me a hot second, but I remembered something that definitely deserves to be shouted out, especially because there's a little bit of prep behind it. Let's see here. All right. Guys, we talked about Kaya. We talk about Kaya all the time. Thunderhead is Wes Craig's new outing that he is going to be launching on Kickstarter this very month. So check out the pre-launch here. Make sure that you are notified of this. I can't remember the name of the artist. Kevin Castianero, I believe, the person that was probably last known for the book You've Been Canceled. What did that? It wasn't Boom. I think it was Mad Cave maybe that put that out.
Oh yeah, was that Running Man kind of book?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That was really cool.
Yeah, he's doing the artwork. Wes Craig is writing this. It's all under the premise of what if the MK Ultra trials actually created the very first superhuman beings on Earth. So make sure that you're checking this out. If you love Kaya, if you love Wes Craig as much as we do right here on this show, check this out. Save it, get ready to back it because it's going to be freaking awesome. So make sure that you're just kind of hip to that and checking it out.
Dude, I just want to say, he's been promoting that heavy on his IG, but he took a break today to show us the final Kaya. Did y'all see the final Kaya breakdown?
Yes,
like all the story arcs. Oh my God. I got so half emotional when I saw like issue 50, man. It's all over. But yeah,
I know.
We only have really
right?
Yeah, we only have like 3 arcs really left between now and oh my God.
Yeah.
I am so not ready. But yeah, man, that was super dope to see. But yeah, check out Wes's a Kickstarter, Thunderhead, also Kaya. We got to find a way to get that man on the program because we're such huge fans. Always championing his work. So I highly encourage you guys to check it out. It's just great comic books, but great call, E. Definitely worth mentioning. Oh man, what did I do with I was trying to find Comics of Futures Past, bro. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, let's talk about this week's comics. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
What are
You
you guys
guys,
looking forward to?
dude, you guys have done way more damage than I have. I've read half of a single issue. So you guys tell me what should I focus on next?
Both Batman books are great. Dark Patterns is so good. Hayden Sherman is just putting in that work, and then Nick Dragotta, I think, really came back with a vengeance on Absolute Batman, and that Bane design. Geiger was fire. Lost Fantasy was fire. Dude, Lost Fantasy was really good. Really love that second issue.
That's exciting.
I hate death of books. Like, get that out of my face. Like, you know what I mean? But
look at that cover. Are you
I
kidding
know,
me?
but we've already done a Death of Silver
It's the
Surfer
best.
book before.
It's the best part. So just buy it for the cover, and then you can.
It's got some incredible, incredible variants too. So like, yeah, definitely not interested in that one that much, but I don't know. New Avengers I'm kind of lost on. What are we doing there?
That's the book that originated as Thunderbolts, and when Thunderbolts the movie became New Avengers. Ta-da!
Who's writing that?
Sam Humphries.
Okay.
You remember Humphries?
I actually have his Weird World book with Mike Del Mundo.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know shit about Sam Humphries, to be honest with you.
It's
How was it, Nick? How was it? You read it.
It was all right. I mean, everyone's kind of on their own right now. It's a team building book, and not all the members are there at the end. Black Widow kind of brings up a problem to Winter Soldier, and they team up and build out a team from there. So it was interesting. I think the front half is better than the back half. It gets a little quirky and a little bit weird towards the back half. You know what I mean? But it starts fairly strong, I think. Okay. So I don't know. We'll see.
Two books that aren't on there that E conveniently left off because he's a hater. One World Under Doom, number 5.
Yeah.
Is out, and then what was the other one? Oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because Donatello got captured and he doesn't want to talk about that. Of course, the weakest link got picked up.
Strategically gave himself up because he's the brains of the operation, but that's fine. That's fine. You keep telling it. So let me ask you both about this here. Why were y'all so high on the fact that Doom couldn't even defeat Dormammu and had to call in the Avengers because he was too weak to tackle the threat? How is this okay? How is this okay?
It's Doom is playing 4D chess right now.
Come on, man. Have you not heard anything?
He is. No, when you read this issue too, all this issue is this week too is everyone trying to come to terms with, wait, is he legit or not? Like, and we've touched on that throughout the whole series so far, but it feels like it's a very interesting book.
I'm waiting for
he needed this to happen for certain perceptions to be, had, right? So it's interesting. We don't know yet.
If they say he's a Doombot at the very end of this, I'm going to be even more mad than I am
no,
right now.
He's not a Doombot.
You sure about that, though?
I'm pretty sure he broke a bunch of bones and stuff, unless he put bones in Doombots.
That seems like a Doom thing to do, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that would be pretty.
And I'm giving him a pass on the first battle with Dormammu because it's like he's never done that before. So like he's testing.
Omega, don't do that. Don't do that, Omega. We're chess players over here. Don't encourage him.
That's right.
I'm blind. I'm with blind faith right now, going all in on this. Yeah.
I'm so happy to see like Nick, like, man, there's more to the Doom guy than I thought.
That was 6 months. I liked Ultimate Spider-Man too many times.
Jay comes in
on a monthly.
Jay comes in throwing haymakers. I love it.
Jay,
Superman trailer looked amazing, brother. Can't wait.
Yeah, the Marvel show is like herpes, man. I don't think that goes away.
Well, so far I'm not the Marvel shill.
I don't even care because, like, at least the ones I picked this year, they're all I stand behind it. Like, they're all good books.
Yeah, just be careful. Don't keep doing it because everyone's gonna wait for you to jump on that grenade every single month.
I don't care.
They'll be like, thank God really somebody talked about that.
It's me. I'll wear it. You never know.
Know. If neither of you are going to bring it up, I'll bring it up. By Crom, Conan is back. Let's all rejoice.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Come on. Cover.
Yeah, and it's Panosian time. Yeah.
It's always Panosian time, dude.
Hell yeah. We love you, Jay.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah.
No, yeah. Hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, like I said earlier, check out that Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/Shaking Insights. Can catch previews of our upcoming content and both copies of our newsletter. Like I said, all sorts of good stuff on there. Interviews, editorials, studio spotlights, crossword puzzles, etc., etc. Oh, damn. I really don't know what I did with the slide, man. I'm sorry.
Oh,
We had a
dude,
really good one.
Comics of Futures Past. I'll go ahead and I'll give you. I'll put it right on Front Street. It was kind of a weak one, man. The outings for June 11th, pretty darn weak here. But we did spotlight a rando issue of Preacher because Preacher deserves some love, and it was a quiet issue where Tulip and Jesse get back together, and Cassidy is really kind of remorseful over some of the actions that he's taken. But a quiet issue done by Garth Ennis is anything but quiet. So if you have a moment and you haven't read Preacher, do yourself a favor, go read Preacher because it's insanity.
I've never read a Preacher.
How long is Preacher? Do you know?
30.
There's one shots and stuff too, I know, but
yeah, there's one. It probably rounds out to be somewhere around 50 issues, including the one shots.
okay.
What's like the shtick? Like, what's the tagline you put on that book? Like, what is it about? Like,
you should watch the show. There's a show too that's really
cool.
I
know. Like
the show diverges from the
but
comic.
it gives you the premise.
Seth Rogen was behind the show, right? Didn't he make that happen?
Yeah. So the voice of God manifests itself within certain beings on Earth, and it takes hold on Jesse Custer, a preacher who has basically lost the faith and moved on, and he's all kinds of a damaged individual, like in ways that I don't even want to get into on YouTube. But trust me, it gets into it in the comic book, and it revolves around basically the hierarchy of heaven and religious people on Earth, all vying for power to try to track him down in the most Ennis of Ennis ways possible. All the while, God has also gone missing.
Damn.
Yeah, so a lot of high concept. He's like a Constantine-ish kind of a character. You know, he's rugged. You love to hate him kind of thing.
Yes.
And he's very effective, gets the job done, but he's also a scumbag. And you know,
by the way, his best friend is a vampire.
Is that, and he did that with Steve Dillon, correct? Is that Steve Dillon on?
Yes, Steve Dillon.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome. It's way, the way it's described is always cheeky and kind of like the way you would talk about a Garth Ennis book. It is high art. It is awesome. It is an absolutely fantastic.
I love the low art that Garth does. Like I love his Punisher stuff. I love his just. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like guys like Garth and Millar, we need those guys in comics, man, to remind us of, like, you know, to have fun and what this art form, like how we fell in love with it in the first place as kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want big explosions and shoot 'em up shit and just badass characters. And like you need guys like I think Mark Millar and Garth Ennis to give us that. So
yeah.
In
my opinion, this is his masterpiece, though. This is like top.
This is the one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Got to check it out.
And Garth is also a polite elevator guest.
What the fuck happened in the elevator? Like,
don't worry about it.
We don't talk about what happens in elevators.
Y'all have like never. Like, y'all need to go. I feel like, you know, at some point over the course of the Heroes Weekend, I should pay for a joint therapy session, and y'all can talk about it because you dance around it, but we don't really get down to the facts of it. So
there was a reason that you were left. You were left on that floor. We kicked you out of the elevator because you just don't get it.
I'm happy to be not on the inside on this. I'm happy to be on the outside looking in. Let's put it that way. But Nick, what you got coming up, bro?
Weekly comic book review shows on Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. I got a good head start on some books this week, so hopefully I'll be doing that very shortly. Hopefully we'll have enough time next week to do it. I think I will. I'll be traveling on Thursday, so everything's got to be done in like a day. So that's gonna be really interesting. So we'll see how next week turns out. I just got done reading Blankets from Craig Thompson. Great book, guys. I know a lot of you in the community have probably read that already. It's been out since 20 years or something like that. And it's probably old news, but I just got into it. So really excited for that. He was on Ink Pulp recently, which kind of sparked my memory of it. Great conversation with the team there. And he's going to be at Heroes. So I can't wait to meet Craig Thompson over there and pick up some of his other work as well. It's gonna be really cool to meet him and chat. Maybe we can get him on the show. That'd be amazing to get him on here as well. So yeah, just doing a lot of back issue reading, trying to read more than I read last year. That's always the goal. So right now I'm at a pretty good pace, and yeah, I got my reviews every Saturday night and haul videos and stuff on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been awesome seeing you discover some of these back issues lately. Kingdom Come, I know you just read on JK. That's dope. Like
I read Kingdom Come and Soulwind in like 2 days, and when I was on the beach in vacation, man, it was like the best time ever. It was awesome. So
I love tying books to like experiences like that. Like Mr. Miracle for Tom King and Mitch Gerads is like that for me. Like I had that book and Planet Hulk. Like I had that book on vacation. I just remember like being in a good space and reading that book, really enjoying it. You know what I mean? I love how like music and art, you can always tie that to points in your life, and I think that's one of the most powerful things about it. So that's dope. It's always good to get a good old vacation volume and take it with you. Oh yeah, E, what you got, brother?
Same thing. Weekly comic book review, thoughts, insights, opinions, intricacies, all dropping on Sunday mornings at 8 o'clock Eastern time. My new show, The Cover Story, dropping every Tuesday morning here, going over the weekly news, comic book news related stuff. And it's kind of like a mini haul kind of look at the books that I'll be picking up and reviewing that following Wednesday, along with all the variants I think that are really awesome, and trade paperbacks and hardcovers for all the stories I think that are worthwhile that everyone should be taking a look at. Yeah, other than that, just excited. So excited for Heroes. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be so freaking good.
Can't wait. I've already spent so much money, but
that's going to be good. Yeah, we tricked him into getting press passes. That's awesome. Yeah, we're going to take full advantage of that. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's shout out to Heroes though for really like. I just want to shout them out already. I think they've really done a great job with outreach. I think a lot of cons just don't give the time of day to a lot of us who are, trying to do our best to make content and talk about these books we love and these creators we love. And it seems like Hero really took that seriously and really wanted to focus on the outreach and make sure everyone was included. There's a lot of us, man. It seems like so many people got press passes, but I don't think that's a bad thing for the con and for, what it'll mean for them exposure wise. I think this is the best con out there for my money, as far when it comes to the love of the game, as I always say. So it's good to see them try to get the word out about what an amazing weekend this is going to be.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Shout out to them. But I think that's it for us. We got the homie coming in late.
There he is.
Station. He said we need a color edition of Solon, bro. That's another one I got to put on the backlog.
Just if you're gonna kickstart it, just wait. Give us a couple months at least. Let my wallet play catch up, man, because it's been damaged.
I need one of those blue and green. The ones you just made with the record sleeve. Oh my god! What a beautiful idea! That was so genius. Love that, brother. Man. Keep doing excellent work, man. Y'all make sure you follow Simpleton if you aren't already. But shout out to everybody that came through in the chat. Omega, Brother Joe, Jay, Robbie, Sergio, Greg, John, DC, aka the Comic Patrol. I'm sorry, brother. I'm just joking. Dark Fizzo, Eddie, man, Christina, thank you guys all for coming through and spending time with us on this Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it and had a good time. As always, we will see you next week. If you're going to be at Heroes, holler at us. Until next time, y'all.